Hello, this is a quick tutorial on Loocey. Loocey is a software that helps you manage your DLA Dibbs business. It'll help you manage your bids and gives you a CRM-like features for managing your bids as well as the entire process. But besides that, we also bring in Dibbs-specific data that will help you to do research inside Loocey as well. So let's quickly dive in and show you how this works. So the bottom section here has Dibbs related data. So we have the FSC codes here. We have companies. By the way, we have a research team that does research on the companies, suppliers. We'll give you the website and email address to contact them. We'll come back to this. We have approved parts. We have NSN parts. We have, and in the NSN, there's quickly link to Dibbs. If you wanted to kind of quickly go over to Dibbs and see what's going on with that NSN, you can. But otherwise, you can click on it. This will bring up a quick dialog that shows you the approved parts along with related RFQs and NSN history for a given NSN. And again, we'll come back to that. Again, this demo, I want to focus more on the CRM features. So we're kind of quickly going over the research features here, but there's a lot going on the research part as well. So the RFQs, we actually bring in the data from Dibbs on a daily basis. You'll see posted date here. You have a quick link to Dibbs RFQ. If you wanted to go there, you can. The same NSN part here, but there's, let me kind of go over, there's TechTags flags, there's page count, there's, we actually parse out the PDF and we get a lot of details from PDF and we'll tell you certain flags. So we'll tell you the unit of issue. The other interesting part is the line count here. Sometimes don't assume it's always one NSN in a PDF or in the contract. We parse out and tell you how many contracts exist for a given solicitation. And if you were to click on the solicitation here, this one had like 7 line items or CLINs. This will show you those 7 items here. We actually do we combine the total and show you the total number as well, but this will also show you the different CLINs in the contract. So going over this, let's see, there's other flags here, the small business set aside flag, there's other things we pull from, like the packaging code and so on. Again, the research part, we'll do another video to dive deeper. I think the other really nice feature is this COTS flag, which is commercial off-the-shelf items. So I know some people who are just starting with DLA Dibbs, they want to focus on commercial off-the-shelf items, and you can search by that column. Let's say you said true. I want to search by COTS column here. I can select that and then hit search. Now it should show me all the solicitations that are commercial off-the-shelf items. Right? There you go. So anyway, these are the research features. We'll come back to it. There's a lot more features here. You can eventually save your searches and so on. We'll come back to it. Let's now understand how the CRM features work. So let's say you want to bid on something. What happens now that we have the data here, we're going to make it easier for you to manage your CRM. So what you're going to do here, you can come back and say, I want to bid on this item here. I select it. There's a pop-up. Now I can say copy to my bidding board. This will be a pop-up as well. I'm going to say copy. This is 8852. So it's going to copy and place it inside my bidding board here. And let's see what it does. Okay. I think it's done. Let's go ahead and go to the bidding board here. So we got the new item. Now we can actually start tracking this item. First of all, Loocey is built on a really flexible system, right? On its core, Loocey is really customizable, so you could technically edit these options or change them, change the colors and so on. So Loocey on its own is a super customizable system. You can add statuses, change statuses. Let's say if you wanted to add another column here, you can say add a column here. Let's say I want to add a date column here. There's all kinds of column types you can add, right? Again, the whole point is to help you manage your business, and not every business is the same. So we allow you to actually add columns and manage more data than what the default is. So now we can, add a date column like this. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this column. We don't need that. Okay. So next, like I showed you, there's statuses you can manage, but let's actually go a step further. Once you go into any given solicitation, now there's more interesting stuff here. So now it basically, first of all, when you copy copy over the solicitation, it brings in all the data like I was saying. But now we have more features here. So it also copies over the PR, the product, the NSN, supplier information. Here we'll kind of show you in a minute. But basically, the idea is for you to do everything that's related to this solicitation in one place. So the product details will basically help you calculate the cost of the product. So you can, the quantity is also copied over from the solicitation. Again, that's what's really nice. I think having the data along with the CRM, we can copy that information over. So you can have the product here, NSN, supplier. We'll actually get to the supplier in a second. Description, quantity, and so on. You can set a margin here. It's going to calculate the total. By the way, there's a new version coming soon where we will have more like a way to calculate and give you a summation of these things. I think that feature is coming soon. But in the meantime, you can add more if you want it. I know some people want to buy, if there's large quantity, let's say 400 of them, and then you want to buy 200 from one supplier and 200 from another supplier, you could do that by simply adding another line and basically, let's say I want to buy the second one from the second supplier. You can do that. So you can add, just like invoicing software, you can add your more lines here. You can and then you can do your calculation and see what you want to do. So next tab over, again, this is the product tab here. This will help you calculate all the costs related to the products, as well as set your margins and understand the cost total and the total after you have your margin set. Next tab over here will help you calculate any kind of service work, right? So services that you pay for this in order to kind of manage this solicitation, right? Let's say you're paying for the shipping cost, you're paying for labor, for packaging, and so on. So you can put all those lines inside the service tab and also calculate those costs as well. Again, the idea is for you to calculate all the costs related to this solicitation, so you can understand, and then you add margin on top of it, and that's gonna be your bid price, right? So next level up here is documents. You will be able to, by the way, we have a feature coming soon where you can upload documents, but in the meantime, there's a link you can add. Some people save them in Google Drive or somewhere like that, so you could put a link here to the document and it'll save it for you, okay? And basically any kind of link work, it'll kind of save it for you and give you clickable link, so you can click and go to the document. Makes sense? So next level up is the supplier quotes, right? This is what I think makes it interesting, is because sometimes you might have to contact multiple suppliers to get a quote from multiple of them, and then you want to come here and basically type out. By the way, this is a column left with one of my demos, but if you wanted to add more columns, you can. You wanted to manage some other part of your business in order to understand what's the best line here, you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that fabric column here. So I want to do that, and then whatever I guess code they gave you, you can put those. Again, also put a link to the code that they gave you. Again, same thing. We will have upload features soon, but in the meantime, you can save those documents in a Google Drive or somewhere, some kind of cloud drive, and then this will help you to kind of put a link here. But let's say you have another code, you could basically add another line, and then eventually you want to basically keep track of and see who gave you the best price, and that's the number, that's the one you want to go with, right? Again, the whole point of this system is for you to manage the entire process of the solicitation in terms of purchasing the product, understanding the codes, understanding your costs, understanding what services are involved in basically delivering this contract, right? That's kind of what Loocey will help you with. So next tab here is the notes. So if you had, you definitely want to keep track of notes here. If you basically call a supplier and say, and maybe say John told, said to call back next week. Again, you want to keep track of all the notes, and it's a multi-user system, so whoever makes the notes, you'll see their name here. So you can reply to them, you can pin the note, and so on. So it's gonna keep all of your notes related to this RFQ in one place, and that's nice. That's, I think, some people try to use Excel and so on. You can't do all that in Excel, so you want to make sure you can have your entire package in one place, right? NSN history is actually coming soon. We will probably import NSN history, show you the NSN history here as well, so you have a visibility, but it's not that critical. And the last feature I want to talk about is the email templates here. I know some people really, when they see it, they love it. So the idea is when you're doing bids, when you're requesting codes, you're gonna have, by the way, this is not done yet, but it'll give you an idea. Because this was our NSN, this is our quantity here. Yeah. We basically are gonna automatically populate this template for you, so you can just copy paste and send out your emails to get to request codes, right? The whole idea is to save you time, so you do a lot more bids, so and then you win more, right? That's kind of how we want the Loocey to be known, is we will save you time, we will save your team bunch of time, so you do more bids, you win more, eventually you'll come back and thank us, right? So that's kind of what we want to do. And again, a lot of people love this because now I think most people just copy paste, NSN, quantity, part number, all these things. We'll finish it. I know, depending on when you're watching this demo, but this part will be finished soon. That's kind of covers the basics on the CRM part. And again, the statuses, like I said, if it doesn't work for you, you can change them. You can, by the way, when you copy the data over, these fields become editable. So if somehow the contracting officer reached out to you and said, hey, you know what, I need 5 pieces, not 4, you can change this data here, because now this CRM part is data only for your company, and basically you can change all those fields, right? Now let's take a look at and see some of the other fields here. Suppliers. So again, when you're starting with DLA, you'll basically see that I'm gonna clean up. I have some demo data here, but you can delete. By the way, this is this is how you delete stuff, right? You can select and delete them. You want to keep track of the status with the suppliers, right? So when you know you're gonna have to get an account with some of the suppliers, this will also help you manage that relationship status, right? So initially it's to do, right? Maybe a application pending, maybe application submitted, right? Maybe this one you want to skip because they have really complicated process. By the way, the same thing here, you can come here and take notes, right? Let's say, you want to take notes about this specific, supplier. You can say, net X can't give us an account, right? So when you change the status to projected, maybe you want to take a note and say, this is what happened, right? And again, the notes are specific for each record. So if I go back to here, there's the notes, go back here, there's that note, right? So I think it's really nice feature to have. Also the form, if you want to edit from here, you can. We give you multiple options where how you want to edit the data. You can edit from here, you can edit from the side. That's kind of it. And then the supplier contacts, right? So if you actually open a record inside here, so you also want to keep track of the contacts associated with the supplier. So when you call, depending on who you speak with, what's the email, what's the phone number, you want to keep, get those information so that eventually you can come, go back to them, and it'll be easier to kind of communicate, create that relationship, right? So this will kind of help you manage the contacts associated with the suppliers. But if you directly want to go to contacts, you can also do that. You can click on that, and I'll kind of show you the contacts and the supplier they're associated with. We have other features here, companies, contacts. There's like, if you want to manage other companies like shipping companies and so on, you can. The products I showed you, we basically, when you copy over from RFQ, you'll actually copy the product info and place it here. So the name, you'll see it'll be a combination of NSN and the part number, but we also have the NSN column, we have a part number column. We also have the approved cages, right, from the Dibbs for that given product, and description and so on, you can also put as well. And same thing with the services. If there's the services, like I said, there's the different services you can manage, part of the solicitation. So we had those services. Again, it's flexible, so you can add them, edit them. But if you basically open this up, go to the service tab, how that becomes useful is because you have defined those services there. Now you'll have actually that part is not shown here, but you'll have a drop down of selecting a service. I think by the time you come and use the system, it will have that. I think it's missing from this version here, but it'll have a drop down of service that you can select, so you can know what this specific line item is related about. Yeah, so that's it for this demo. I want to make it quick, although it still took a few minutes. Again, the whole idea with Loocey is to manage your entire DLA Dibbs business. And if you do Sam.gov business, we are going to have integration with Sam.gov soon as well. So the bidding process, by the way, if you do local contracts and so on, you could still use Loocey. It doesn't have to be Dibbs only, right? Dibbs is nicer because you can copy over the information, but it doesn't stop you from manually creating more lines here, right? And going after local contracts and managing them the same way, because technically the contract management is done the same way, right? You want to manage your cost, you want to understand your cost and add a margin, and then that's going to be your bidding price. That's it for this demo. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, Michael Paltan, and I'm the founder of Loocey. Thanks again.